Hey everybody, this is Stu Fuchs from Ukulele Zen. So glad you're here for another technical tip on Tuesday. Today we're going to be going over some jazzy introductions in the key of A. I'm going to show you some variations that are pretty hip, I think, and you can use these in any song in the key of A. You can also loop them and create your own songs and lyrics to these. These will also support the play-along jam track lesson that I just made public yesterday for Louis Armstrong's When You're Smiling. When You're Smiling is in the key of A, and as an intro and an outro for that song, we are playing this series of chords. I'm going to outline these as clearly as I can so you can really get these under your fingers. Before we begin, I just want to let you know there will be no tablature or chord diagrams for this. Yeah, I'm not being lazy. I'm actually trying to show you a really cool process. We're going to go back in time to, say, the 1980s or the 1990s when I was coming up as a player. And my teachers, they would show me something, and I always had a pad of paper and a pen with me, and I would draw out the diagrams. And then later that week, I would just draw them again and again and again, and I would memorize them. And if you go through this process, you'll find that you'll memorize things quicker, and they'll mean more to you too. So I encourage you to please pause the video. I'll be as clear as I can. You draw the diagrams, paste them on the wall or on your music stand where you practice, and you'll see you will internalize them so much more when you draw your own diagrams. Okay, so let's get started with the key of A. The chord progression is a vamp, okay? It's a repeated chord progression. We play A, then we play the next chord is A diminished 7. Now, the easiest way to play this is just to take your G major shape and you hop it up to these three strings. And notice my open A string is still open. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's always going to be 2 beats per chord. Another version is to drop the pinky right there at the 3rd fret. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next chord is B minor 7. This voicing is played with a bar straight across. It is the same chord as D6. They're synonyms of one another. And with the bar chord, make sure you relax. Bar chords are made a whole lot easier by paying attention to this row of knuckles. If your hand's sticking too far forward and making an angle here, it makes the fingers less relaxed. When you bring them back, you have more weight on the string. So bring the knuckles back and relax. The last chord is E7. Okay? So the easiest version of this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's go through some variations. We play 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Watch what I'm about to do. Alright, so what did I do? I got to A, diminished 7th, and then for the B minor 7, I'm barring and dropping my pinky right there on the 9. Okay, so that note is a C sharp. It's the 9th of a B minor 7 chord. I'm using my pinky for a good reason, because in a moment I'm going to release the pressure, bar down at the 1st fret, and drop my middle finger right there. That is a very colorful chord. It's an E7, and you're adding the sharp 5 and the 13 to it. Very hip, beautiful chord. Here it is in context. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Now when you get to the E7, you can just go from here to good old E7 if you prefer. And one thing I do in the play-along track is I drop my pinky right there and lift it off. Once again, make sure your knuckles are not sticking forward. Make sure they're back. Then you get a nice melodic embellishment on top of the E7 chord. Another thing you can do on the E7 chord is to play the E9. Now I'm playing it by barring the middle finger right here. This finger is just touching lightly and muffling, and the middle finger is right there. And now I've spent some time making sure that my knuckle gains a little flexibility every day, but you don't have to do it this way. You can also play E9 this way. And what you're doing is essentially you're adding to the E7 chord the 9, the F sharp note. Here are those variations in context? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's another. Okay, can you hear what I'm doing? Just vamping. And I'm using a bunch of different ideas, mixing them up. The next variation I want to show you is where you get to the diminished 7th chord. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the shape and move up 1, 2, 3 frets. Okay, so that 3 frets is a minor 3rd. When you move up a minor 3rd, you're reharmonizing the diminished 7th chord. This is the 5th fret, 6th fret, 5th fret, 6th fret. And listen to what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I play 2 beats of A, 1 beat, 1 beat. Now I'm all the way up here. We're going to be playing a little bit of a challenging chord here, B minor 7 in a different variation. I'm going to first cover those 2 strings at the 5th fret with the middle finger, ring finger, 1st finger. Once again, I got to be a broken record. It's this row of knuckles. If it's sticking far forward, it's never going to work. You got to relax the hand back and let the weight of the hand push the string back. This is a very tricky chord, and I will make a video all about the shape. It's a beautiful sound. You hear it in a lot of jazz and Hawaiian music. Okay, so that's another way to play B minor 7. Here's one way. We added the 9, and then we're up here. Notice the melodic potential. Pretty cool. Now after this chord, I would recommend you hang out with that and make friends with it. Focus on the relaxation after you squeeze. The squeeze and then relax. Immediately afterwards, what you're going to do is play a very hip, I love this chord, very hip version of E7. You're going to put the ring finger at the 7th fret, the pinky at the 7th fret. Your 1st finger is at the 4th fret. Your middle finger's at the 6th fret. And that's an E9. Okay? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like that one, but it's a same collection of notes. Wonderful sounding chord. Chet Atkins would use this chord a lot in his guitar playing. You can also move this finger down if you're comfortable, and then you get the flat 9. That note right there is the 9 moving from F sharp to F natural. All right, listen to all these chords together. 1, 2, here I go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And wow, I ended on the A6 chord. This chord is diagrammed on the When You're Smiling. A6. A major. You can play A6 like that, dropping the ring finger, or this version, it looks like a D7. You gotta stretch these out. Now, of course, all of these chords are asking you to stretch and get more flexibility. So the process is to feel the space in between each chord. I would play them the same way you would sing a lullaby to a baby. And once you're here, ooh, we can continue. So many cool variations, and I could go on from now until next Tuesday just about this. I hope that you enjoy these. One more time, I'm going to play through a few of them. Please stop the video. I'll do it nice and slow so you can get it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you see all the different variations? It takes a while to memorize these, so stop the video, make friends with each one. You got to draw out the diagrams and make sure you know where the notes are, and then make sure that you're making sure that you're stopping often. I say this often, it's worth repeating. You want to focus on the non-effort, the space in between each chord. That will make it so much easier. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you haven't already, check out the video for When You're Smiling. There's 2 play-along tracks, one with me guiding you through with a little talk track, and the other one just the bass drums and ukulele for you to strum and sing along with. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Look forward to seeing you in another video. If you dug this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and if you can and you would like to support this channel on Patreon, you get all kinds of cool perks and benefits with your membership. Thank you very much. All the best. Thanks.